Pele, Charlton and Beckham. All footballing greats and names that we've become very familiar with. But what about Abercrombie, McVeigh and Jameson? Well, unless you follow women's football, and in particular Scottish women's football, you may not be too familiar with one of the leading women's football teams in the country. This is Legs 11, and over the next 8 weeks, we'll be getting close to some of the most talented girls in the country. We'll be finding out whether they're hitting home or getting penalties for not being men. So sit back and relax and count the goals, because football's coming home and it's at the feet of women. Come on, Glasgow City FC! It's Thursday night and it's Glasgow City's last team practice before Sunday's game against favourites Stenhousemuir. They have to beat them to stay in the cup. Peter, the coach, takes the girls through their paces.
Alright, so we can get ourselves organised for a wee warm-up and I'll get something set out, okay? And I think we'll use this half of the pitch since the boys are working down there. Right, that's fine. Alright then, okay, let's go. Let's concentrate on keeping the ball on the ground, just a nice push pass. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to take a header from this side and then turn and play a pass on the ground from this side. Put the ball down more. So you're only holding the ball at that side. So throw the ball up, we're trying to get up, header, turn round, feet and back. Up we go, header, turn round, feet and back. Okay? Alright, on you go. Well done, Keith. Well, the expectation obviously is that we can win the game. You know, we know it's going to be a very difficult game. They're a very good side. They've won the treble last 2 years in a row. They've already beaten us in both league matches this season by 5-0. So we know that it's going to be a very difficult task. But we feel we didn't play as well in both those games as we can play, and we're hoping that we can get a positive response and that the attitude of the players will be good on the day, and that we can show that we're a team that's capable of being in the Premier League and capable of playing at this level. So we're reasonably optimistic that we can give a good account of ourselves. There's a couple of things we have in mind, you know. We've tended to lose a lot of goals from set pieces this season, which has been very disappointing. So that's something we've been working on the last couple of weeks. And the last match against Stenhousemuir, we lost 4 over 5 goals from set pieces. So if we can avoid losing goals like that, then I think we've got a good chance of keeping in the game. And if we can just manage to put the ball in the net once or twice, we're in there with a chance. I certainly think we can win. Maybe we need a wee bit of luck, a wee bit of rub of the green, but you know, if we play the way we can play, we had a very good result last week against Hearts. We beat them 4-0 and played as good a football as we've played this season. If we can play anything like we did then, I think we've got a chance.
Have you ever heard of Glasgow City FC?
No.
They're a women's football team.
No, I've never heard of them.
Never?
Nope.
You're thinking in your mind, have you ever heard of a good women's football team?
I've never heard of a good women's football team.
Do you think
women they're any good?
You don't think women are any good?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know, they've just not got the ability that, like I say, the men have got playing football, you know.
And what ability do you need to be a good footballer?
Skillful. You know, a wee bit of strength.
Good with the balls?
Well, aye.
Good at scoring?
Aye.
Dribbling?
Certainly.
So you wouldn't pay any money whatsoever to go and see women play football?
No.
What about if I have a look at this picture, all right? This is Sharon. She plays for Glasgow City FC. What do you think of her?
She's not bad.
And you can see the small picture in the corner there as well?
That's it, yeah.
What do you think?
Some of them are a wee bit chubbier on the backside, aren't they?
What are you saying? Are you saying women should be at home?
Well, they can do anything they want really, but I don't think their place is on a football park.
You need to give me a firm reason of why not really, apart from just the skill.
Nah, it's a man's game.
Well, the women's game in terms of, I mean, I never compare it to men's football. I mean, it's a very different game, but in terms of stature and where it is just now, it's very poorly rated in Scotland. We don't get people at games, but that's principally because we don't get press on it. And if I compare it to America, I went out to the Women's World Cup in the summer. It's huge over there. The Rose Bowl final had 90,000. Every single game was sold out. Over there you're at the final, and you have grown men wearing American football strips with women's names on the back, just because they don't see any sexual inequality. They just see a football team, they see a good football team, and they see a favourite player who they think is excellent, the same way as players might walk about here with a football name on the back of their strip. So it's huge over there, but it's because they don't have any tradition. Over here we have a tradition of it being a men's game, and we get very poor press, very poor coverage. People don't come to the games. Like for Sunday, we're playing at Maryhill, we're supposed to be playing at Maryhill, which is our home game, but because it's a men's ground, Celtic are playing on it on the Tuesday, so we are in a sense shoved off our home ground because they're letting Celtic use it, which is obviously a big men's team here, and we now have to play what is essentially a home game away from home and lose that advantage. So I mean, it's very unfair, but in a sense there's not a lot we can do. There's very poor facilities here, and most of the good facilities are used up by our senior men's teams. I mean, you'd be amazed by the amount of top junior sides that Rangers and Celtic use. I mean, these are some of the richest clubs in Europe, and they don't have their own facilities. Rangers are obviously trying to counteract that now by building their own, but it's absolutely appalling.
The team has been physically trained. Now with just over 24 hours to go before the big game, Carol Ann has enlisted the help of a psychologist to put the girls in the right frame of mind for a win.
Good evening. You can always tell by the response you get what kind of audience you're going to have. There's at least 3 there saying, what a load of shit we're going to get tonight, and can I know when's this finished? Can we go to a chaos or whatever you? I'll see you up there. And if you learn nothing else from me tonight, other than the fact that how could this good-looking guy, who's not even 52 yet, achieve so much in such a short time, is because you have an internal belief system. And you either switch it on or you switch it off. And if you think this is all mumbo-jumbo and psychobabble, then I refer to the fact that in Scottish football terms, certainly in our male counterpart, we're usually gubbed, we're usually last, we're usually minging, and we usually don't succeed very well. And we have to look at the Germans, the Italians, the French, the Americans, and they consistently reach the top. And the question I ask you is, are you preparing tonight some of you for victory, or are you preparing already your excuses for defeat? And that's the challenge. That's the challenge. And so I'm going to try and do that tonight, to talk about how you climb Everest and how you actually get to where it is you want to go to, what the goals are you have with individually and collectively as a team. And that's the first thing you need to do. Because if you don't have that choice, if you don't make that choice, then you're beat. And if you wake up on Sunday morning and think, what's the Scottish Cup? We need to start preparing. It's too late. You're too late. Your preparations have already started. Your physical preparation has already started. There's your mental preparation. And see, people say, oh, that's gobbledygook, that's mince. Physical training. You've done that, haven't you? How many times do you train a week? Once, twice a week. So physically you're ready. You also have tactical or technical. Awareness, you'll practice, rehearse moves, what have you. That's been done. And the third bit is this. Your mental preparation. You leave too many things to chance if you ignore that. And it's up to you to find that way of preparing mentally. And each of us have our own particular way of doing it. I just want to make you aware how powerful this is. Unbelievable, the strength that you have in your mind. Because no matter what you want to do in life, hey, see what goes on inside there? That puts everything together. You see, we are your friends, your boyfriends, girlfriends, your mum and dad and coaches or anybody else who's perhaps associated with you. But you see, your own limitations are the ones you recognise. Who is this Stenhousemuir anyway? Well, who are they? Big deal. So, and if you go in, I mean, that's what I'm saying, are you preparing for defeat or are you preparing for victory? Choice is yours. Biggest obstacle you have is not Stenhousemuir. Biggest obstacle you have to your success is you. And you have to be mentally tough.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to push down on your arm, okay? I just want you to resist, just natural resistance, and just be strong. You're pretty strong. You work out, don't you? Don't you? I think you do. Right. Okay, just resist as much as you can. Right. Okay. You can see that. Gave her. I was pushing down fairly hard, not that particularly hard, but fairly hard, and I got a good level of resistance to put your arm down. Have you ever smoked at all?
I've tried smoking.
What do you think about smokers? Do you like it?
No.
Can you put up with it?
No.
Hate it? You know it's bad for you?
Yeah.
Cancerous, cause cancer, all that kind of stuff, all the bad stuff. Right, put your arm out again. Think about cigarettes, think about smoking, think about the bad effect it has on you. Resist the same amount of resistance. Is your arm okay? Still feeling quite strong? Okay. Are you resisting now? Hardly had to touch your arm at all. Think about beating Stenhousemuir, think about winning on Sunday, right? Think about how good it's going to feel when we walk off the park. Think about how everybody's going to be hugging each other and jumping about and the joy in everybody's face. You thinking about it? Right? Just think about winning any game, doesn't have to be Sunday's game. Right? Put your arm out again. You've had less of a break this time. Resisting? Resist. There you go. That's such a simple thing, positive thought. The resistance was much greater there than it was when she was thinking about cigarettes and there was a negative effect on her. Very simple thing. And that's all you have to do on Sunday. Positive thoughts, think positive, think about winning. Even if you just think about the feeling of winning. Before the game on Sunday, think about how good you're going to feel when you walk off that park.
Should women be allowed to play tennis? Straightforward answer, yes or no?
Aye.
Should they be able to play golf?
Aye.
Hockey?
Aye.
Football?
No.
Ah, why not football?
Because I like football.
No, come here. I want to ask you, have you heard of a football team called Glasgow City FC?
No.
They're based in this very city and they're made up of 22 women.
Well, indeed. Aye.
Would you ever pay to go and watch women play football?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't like women. Women shouldn't be playing football.
Sunday morning, the team gathers to prepare for the drive to Stenhousemuir's ground. The tension is mounting.
We're at Buchanan bus station. This is our normal meeting point for match days, and we're now waiting on most of the team. A number of the players are heading to the ground themselves, but we've been told to meet here at 11:30. It's now 20 to 12, so everybody that arrives late from now on is fined. And we'll meet up with the rest of the team at the ground in Stenhousemuir. It's about 45 minutes away. So we'll bundle everybody into the cars in about 5 minutes and we'll head off. They had a bit of a problem during the week because they had a player injured at Scotland training, because this team were about to play. I think 9 of them are first team internationalists, and they've been at the senior squad training during the week. One got injured, and I think they've got a few other problems with players, so it meant they were down to about 10 players. So they were having a few problems trying to persuade the Scottish coaches to release some girls that are away at training today, under 18s training. So they had a little bit of a wrangle with them, but I think they've conceded, because we thought we were going to be missing our under 18 internationalist today, and we just found out that she's going to be with us, which is good. Although she'll probably be shattered because she's been training all weekend. Usually Peter doesn't announce the team till about 1:15 for the kick-off at 2 or 1 o'clock. We'll probably announce the team quite early today, but nobody knows until the match. You know, nobody takes their place for granted. I hope they don't anyway. I don't know. If professional men's teams, when they get the team announced, it's usually on the day of the match, I would think. I really don't know. That's a question for the manager. Not me. That's why we tried to get the kick-off time changed to like a 3 o'clock kick-off, so that anybody that was at the Celtic Rangers game would maybe pop along to watch it, but Rangers Celtic's far too important. But we'll get a few. We don't tend to get huge crowds anyway. It's not a spectator sport as yet, it's more a participation sport. People probably laugh at me when I say this, but I aim to have our own ground. I don't care where it is, I just want our own ground so that we don't have to be dictated to by men's football, because they just can't see that there's potential in women's football and that they could probably capitalise on a lot of things that we do. We raise £100 in fundraising every week for that football club, and so far we've played on the pitch 4 times, I think. By the end of the season we'll have raised almost £5,000 for them, but they can't seem to see that there's benefits in that, because the more they put us off, the more we'll want to go away and do our own thing, and then they'll regret not having the money.
So you've never heard of a football team called Glasgow City Football Club?
No.
They're a women's football team.
Oh, have I seen them on the telly? Were they on the telly saying because it's going to get famous and stuff now that the women football is?
Possibly.
Is that right?
What do you think of women playing football?
I think it's really good. I do. I think it's really good that they've got the chance to in the society, because it's really always been like a man dominated, hasn't it? So I think it's good.
So what would you rather be doing on a Saturday afternoon or maybe
I
a
wouldn't be
Sunday?
running around in my shorts.
Why not? Why not?
It's freezing. Now he's in the summer to get a tan, but no.
What do you think? Have you got a boyfriend?
No.
Husband?
No.
What do you think men think about women's football?
Well, they don't really like it, do they? At the end of the day, it's because it's theirs, isn't it? They do that on a Sunday to get away from everything, don't they? So that's their decision.
When was the last time you went to see a sporting event?
I went to a Newcastle match about a year ago. So, but then I could see Pamela Anderson doing it and all the men liking it. Do you think?
I just want to say a couple of things. Principally, I want to kind of focus on, we had a good session with a psychologist on Friday night, and we were talking about being positive. And I hope everybody took something from that. I certainly do. I certainly feel 100% that we can win the game today. Try and take on board what we're talking about, try and be positive, try and visualise what you're going to do in the game when you're out there, just get a good feeling for what's going to happen today, etc. Right. So we can only influence the game by what we're doing in the present, not by what's happened in the past. So let's be positive, be concentrated, and be supportive of each other throughout the whole match, throughout the whole 90 minutes. Okay, encourage each other. Okay, let's be organised quickly. Let's not switch off when the ball goes out of play. We stressed heavily before the last game against Stenhousemuir that they're very good at set pieces. We have to be really aware of that today. We can't afford, like we said the last time, we can't afford to give away silly free kicks around the edge of our box, because the players are very good at free kicks and that puts us under pressure. They only scored 1 goal from open play. We can't afford to just ease ourselves into the game, and 15 or 20 minutes into the game we'll decide that now we're going to put our foot in the gas. Okay, we have to work from the first whistle.
Unfortunately, it didn't turn out to be Glasgow City's day. Despite a valiant fight, they lost the game and are out of the cup competition after just one match. Not surprisingly, the team are feeling low. Their sights are now set on the league with a full focus on climbing the table. How will our girls fare? Join Legs 11 next week. It's football all the way on Legs 11.